Could Jeff Bezos become a trillionaire by 2026? It should perhaps come as no surprise that all the recent talk about wealth inequality has put Jeff Bezos in the spotlight again. While the coronavirus pandemic has been an unfortunate hit for most people, quite a few of the world's billionaires have managed to actually increase their net worth in recent months. If you check out Forbes' real-time list of billionaires, in the top 10, only Larry Ellison is listed as having seen a decrease in his net worth. The net worth of these individuals can go up and down by hundreds of millions, if not billions, in just 24 hours. So on to Jeff Bezos. This man's net worth is mostly made up of his 11.1% stake in Amazon shares, and Amazon is the fourth largest company in the world by total share value, behind Saudi Aramco, Microsoft, and Apple. Those three companies that beat Amazon in value are also the only companies in the world to have a total value of more than $1 trillion as of the beginning of July 2020. By the end of March 2020, according to PricewaterhouseCoopers, Amazon was just $29 billion short of the $1 trillion mark. Now, you might be thinking, how can Jeff Bezos possibly become a trillionaire by 2026 if Amazon itself isn't even worth $1 trillion yet? Good question. The idea of Bezos becoming the world's first trillionaire in the next 6 years has been doing the rounds in media outlets such as Business Insider, USA Today, Vox, and CNBC. The idea seems to have originated from Comparison, a business advice platform for small and medium-sized enterprises. According to their calculation, if Amazon's last 5-year growth continue, Bezos will indeed become the world's first trillionaire. But what is it that has made Amazon such a success story and Bezos so rich in the process? As a lot of people know by now, Amazon was born in 1995 as an online bookshop. At the time, Bezos himself admitted that there's no guarantee that Amazon.com will be a successful company. What is not well known is that originally the name Cadabra, as in abracadabra, was going to be the company name until Bezos' lawyer advised against it. Bezos' own parents dipped into their retirement savings to kick in $300,000 to invest in their son's business when it was just starting out. Looking back now, they probably think it was a good investment. Amazon started off with massive stockpiling space and could offer a wider range of books than most traditional bookstores. Before long, ebooks became a thing, and Amazon jumped at that opportunity. Now, Amazon is the largest bookseller in the United States, both in printed books and ebooks. Amazon accounts for 42% of total book sales in America and 89% of ebook sales. Just 4 years after it was founded, Amazon became one of the world's largest online sales platforms, having diversified into other goods like music and DVDs, and allowing other companies to sell their goods on its platform. Almost a decade later, Amazon was easily the world's biggest online sales platform, accounting for 45% of all sales. In 1999, Amazon patented their one-click technology, allowing customers to make a purchase with a single click of the mouse. By this point, Amazon's share price had gone from $4.42 in late 1997 to $65.88 in September 1999. In 2002, Amazon started selling clothing by partnering with clothing companies to sell 400 apparel brands on its online store. Just 1 year later, in 2003, Amazon launched what has become one of its most profitable ideas, Amazon Web Services, by licensing their platform to other sites. Amazon Web Services has acquired clients from the CIA to Target and is one of the company's biggest moneymakers. In 2005, Amazon launched Prime membership, offering faster delivery for certain items, which helped boost sales even further. By 2018, Amazon Prime membership had reached 100 million subscribers, giving it the second highest number of paid subscribers in the world, behind Netflix. 2 years later, in 2007, Amazon launched its first ever consumer product, the Amazon Kindle, staying true to its origin as an online bookshop. This also put it in direct competition with tech companies like Apple. And they didn't stop there, as Amazon was the first company to launch a smart device, namely the Echo speaker, with Amazon's Alexa AI system. In the very same year, Amazon came to an agreement with the city of Seattle and brought together its workforce in one area for its new headquarters. The 8 million square foot building would eventually house 40,000 Amazon employees, and Seattle even had to raise its limits on building height to accommodate Amazon's new headquarters. Although the list of purchases Amazon has made is ridiculously long, One of the most significant was in March of 2012, when it bought Kiva Systems for $775 million. Kiva Systems was a Massachusetts-based producer of robots for warehouses, and in a characteristically cutthroat move, Bezos terminated Kiva's relationships with competitors to keep the technology to Amazon. Now, tens of thousands of robots like these roam Amazon's warehouses. 1 year later, Bezos went political when he bought the Washington Post for $250 million. Although the once struggling newspaper is now profitable, the move even got criticism from President Donald Trump, who accused Bezos of trying to buy influence in Washington, D.C. And 10 years after Amazon sold its first book online, it made the decision to open up its first ever physical bookshop in Seattle. 14 more shops like this would be opened across the United States in the next years. But perhaps one of its most historic moments came in September 2018, when the company's share price went over $2,000 and its total value reached $1 trillion for the first time. This made it the second company ever to reach this target, after Apple, though it only lasted briefly. A couple months later, Amazon finally announced its second headquarters. Cities across the United States competed to host Amazon's second HQ, and eventually, the company chose to split it between Long Island, New York and Arlington, Virginia. But the New York location was dropped after locals protested the idea, so Amazon fell back on Arlington. Amazon, which started off as an online bookshop, where Bezos, his wife Mackenzie, and their first employee held their meetings in the local Barnes & Noble, is now one of the world's most valuable companies. It is increasingly dominating more portions of the market by acquiring other companies. And as online shopping becomes more and more favored by consumers, it probably will continue to grow. So what about the man behind the company, Jeff Bezos himself? Born in 1964 in New Mexico, Jeff's mother remarried to a Cuban immigrant named Mike Bezos, and when Jeff was a teenager, the family moved to Miami. The young Jeff Bezos had a love of computers and is said to have turned his parents' garage into a lab for curious tinkering. Jeff Bezos attended Princeton University and acquired a degree in computer science and electrical engineering before departing for a career on Wall Street. He worked for Fittel, Bankers Trust, and investment company D.E. Shaw. He even became D.E. Shaw's youngest ever vice president in 1990. But in 1994, Bezos made the decision to quit his lucrative life working on Wall Street and moved to Seattle to found Amazon. A year later, the company was born. Bezos' expectations were blown out of the water when in just 2 months, sales hit $20,000 per week. Over the years, Bezos acquired a personal fortune in the billions and is often seen as the man behind Amazon's cutthroat business culture. Accusations of unfair practices and harsh treatment of workers don't seem to bother him, as he is reported to believe in a dog-eat-dog world. The result? Bezos has clawed his way to the top and forced Bill Gates into the number 2 spot on the list of the world's richest people. Not only does he now own the Washington Post, but also aerospace company Blue Origin, which develops rockets for commercial use. Even his 2019 divorce didn't keep him away from the top. When he and now ex-wife Mackenzie split up that year, he transferred a quarter of his entire Amazon stake to her as part of the divorce settlement. This amounted to 4% of the company, now worth $54.6 billion according to Forbes. Mackenzie Bezos is the second richest woman in the world and the 15th richest person alive. That's right, she's richer than Elon Musk and Carlos Slim. So looking back at Amazon and Bezos, it might not be that far-fetched to imagine him becoming the world's first modern trillionaire. And there's a reason why we use the word modern. This is because even if Bezos becomes a trillionaire, he won't be the first. According to Money.com and Celebrity Net Worth, the first calculable trillionaire set the record around 2,000 years ago. Roman Emperor Augustus Caesar's net worth, in today's money, is thought to have been $4.6 trillion. So it has been done before, and even if Bezos does become a trillionaire, he still has some catching up to do. But this is the man at the head of a company that employs more than 600,000 people. It occupies 288 million square feet of real estate and accounts for almost half of all online shopping in the United States. Amazon Web Services is in control of almost half of the world's cloud computing capacity. Its subsidiaries include IMDb, Goodreads, Audible, Whole Foods, and it recently acquired its Middle East equivalent, Souq.com. All in all, Amazon owns 41 other brands and subsidiaries. It's simple. If Jeff Bezos' net worth continues to grow for the next 6 years as fast as it did in the last 5 years, which averaged about 34%, he will indeed be a trillionaire by 2026. If that rate continues for another 3 years, he will be worth more than $2 trillion. If he wants to beat Augustus Caesar, he'll need to keep it up until 2032, when he'll be 68 years old. Of course, a record of personal growth that high for 10 years or more is not very likely. If the economy tanks, he'll take a hit. If competitors get their act together, he'll take a hit. If the government applies antitrust laws and breaks up the monopoly, he'll take a huge hit. But given the vast scale of his personal wealth, which is at least 60% more than runner-up Bill Gates, if there is anyone alive who has a shot at becoming the first modern trillionaire, it's Jeff Bezos. This has been Trillions. If you've enjoyed our content, please don't forget to like and subscribe for more. Thanks for watching.